Let's bring in Morgan Wright, Sentinelone Chief Security Officer. Morgan, glad to have you with us today. I got to tell you, sir, I look at this story and it is red flags for me as far as the eye can see. How concerned should we be that a company who already seems to have so much of our other information might now have our health information?
Well, there's an old saying in Silicon Valley, when it's free, then you're the product. So in this case, all of the stuff that they're doing, you know, what could go wrong with one of the largest companies in the world who owns the search market, having access to all of our personally identifiable information in the form of health records? I mean, what assurance do we have that this will not be marketed, that it will not be used to target us for drugs and operations and whatever procedures that might be only because Google has that information? And as a patient, do I have the right to opt out? So to your point, Brian, lots of red flags on this, and it's not like Google has clean hands when it comes to how they handle consumer data. So this should be an issue that not only should regulators look at, but Congress ought to be looking very closely at.
So are you telling me, in essence, patients will have almost zero control of how their data is going to be used here?
That is a good question. I mean, what extent do I have the right, for example, because of a California law, you'll see on websites now it says, do not sell my data. Will I have that right when it comes to my personal medical information to say, do not give Google my data? Will I have the right to say, you don't get, it's my data, it's not your data? Do I get to have the right to describe or to prescribe where it goes? And can I audit it? Can you show me that if I ask for all my information back, it is not in Google's hands somewhere? So, Brian, I mean, this is one of those things. You open up a can of worms like this, you can never put all the worms back in the can. It just will not happen. It'll go from here to other things. But medical records, let me tell you who's after medical records. Adversaries like China and Russia. And guess where Google has a major artificial intelligence center? Beijing, China.
You know, I look at Google on the one hand, and I'm thinking about how they're going to use the data, but I'm thinking about hospitals here. Hospitals seem to be acting like data brokers. They own all of this data on me. And, you know, I've let them have it because I trust my doctor. I trust the hospital. I think they're there to serve me. But it looks to me like they're building big businesses and developing products on the back of that data that I gave them.
Give you an example. Uber is not really a car company. It's a software company that just happens to have cars and drivers for it. Hospitals, are they in the business of patient care or in the business of collecting as much information as possible in order to monetize that as another source of revenue? You know, this is just, healthcare is a huge issue. I mean, it's a $3 trillion market. You know, there's reasons I can see why companies want to get into this, because there's a lot of money being spent. But you have a company who has made its business model about analyzing data, identifying patterns and habits, and then marketing and selling ads targeting those people. You're going to have a hard time convincing me, and I'm not the only one, and others, especially regulators and regulatory agencies, that they are not getting an unfair advantage in terms of targeting, but using information that they would not otherwise have access to, that I would not voluntarily give Google, that they're now using it against me in terms of ad targeting and selling things.
Morgan, I'm also interested in this idea that the data is going to be used to develop algorithms for treatment purposes. That also makes me uncomfortable. Does that mean that doctors are going to be looking at, you know, something, a formula that Google developed has spit out and says, well, you know what, given these symptoms, this is how you should treat the patient? That strikes me as a little bit Orwellian, but maybe I'm just too nervous. Morgan, your thoughts on that?
Well, depending on what day of the week it is, you could type in certain search results during election seasons. How many times did we hear that when you typed in one candidate's name, it brought up positive news, and when you typed in one candidate's name, it brought up totally negative news? So the question is will it be structured in such a way that it recommends only those procedures and solutions and products that Google has a relationship with, or that they have, quote, endorsed? Or will it be actually judicious and say, no, look, this is what we're seeing? But I will tell you this, O'Brien, I just had a discussion. A friend of mine is the assistant laboratory director at Idaho National Labs. You can change just 2 pixels in a picture and using artificial intelligence and change the outcome in identifying tumors to where, yep, 95% confidence it's a tumor. Nope, 95% confidence it's not a tumor. We've got to be careful to put all of this kind of power and technology. At some point, there still has to be a human in the loop and a human on the loop making decisions, because I don't trust machines to make health quality of life and healthcare decisions for me. I still want a human in there. I know that they need assistance sometimes, but I'm very concerned about just whole-handedly handing everything over to Google and technology and saying, hey, you guys take it. We don't really need a doctor anymore. Just to land the plane. That's all we need them for.
Look, if a company can censor political views, it can censor health options as well. And that's what makes me very nervous. Morgan Wright, thanks so much for your time today.
You bet, Brian.